we'll call the City Council meeting May 21st, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. We have a quorum. We will be missing Jeff. He got rerouted for work. Next on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, next on the list is reports from council. Ed Waters.
I just want to thank the good Lord that we didn't get any of that weather last Thursday that Houston did, because I have some family members up there and they're still without power, so it's not a good thing. But this also is a good time reminder to remind everybody that we're in the season, so we need to be prepared here before we ever hear about anything coming up the Gulf.
All right, thank you, Ed. Councilman Rick Fisher.
Now, first off, I want to thank everybody that came out for Steak and Sinatra last Saturday. It looks like that was a booming success. We had a blast doing it. Hope everybody had a good time out there also. We did have a Parks Committee meeting this afternoon. I think Mary's going to be here. She'll give the full report on it. Just went over several things going on at different parks and some ideas for doing some improvements here later in the future.
All right, thank you, Rick. Moving on to Alex Scanlon.
Roads and Drainage meeting on the 23rd. That's this Thursday. I think it's in here at 4 o'clock. That's all I have.
All right. Mayor Pro Tem Amanda Fenwick.
I just wanted to, for those of you who have followed the Ike Dike for many, many years like I have, even back to my first term on council, it was just announced this week, the first round of funding. Mayor and I went to a meeting several months ago. We weren't sure if we'd see that day come in our lifetime. We might not see the Ike Dike be built in our lifetime, perhaps our kids, but that has been approved. First round of funding. We're going to start laying the groundwork, not physically, but from a planning perspective. And so I don't know when we'll see anything, but it affects us in the long term. So good news there. Kind of ties into what you were saying, Ed, with weather coming up. So that's all I have.
All right. Thank you. Well, I'm going to reiterate what Rick said. We had a good time. I hope there's no pictures floating around of me in a tuxedo, because that wasn't pretty. But we had a great time, so thanks everybody who came out for that. I don't really have anything to report. We now have a city administrator, so he'll give that in his report. Now, hold on. Is that y'all clapping because you don't have to listen to me talk, or what? So no, he'll give his report. I do want to mention one thing. For those of you that know Steve South and Georgette South, keep them in your prayers. Steve had a heart attack last week. He just got out of surgery yesterday. That what they thought was going to be a triple bypass ended up being a quadruple bypass. So please keep that family in your prayers. That's really all I have. We're going to move on to staff reports. Chief David Donaldson.
No report.
City Administrator Mike Cram.
Sorry, I can't be as brief. Apparently Randy was doing a whole lot of work on my desk while I was gone, or while he was looking for someone to fill that spot. First thing, we had a disabled boat that was docked at 16 Tyndall. That's been an issue for quite some time. The police chief worked on that with his guys for quite a while. They were able to get that disposed of. It took some effort. Chief Donaldson put a lot of hours of work into that, and we were able to get CETO of Galveston working with the Citizens Against the Derelict. Yeah, CAD. It's kind of a newer organization that's trying to rid us of the derelict boats in and around the marinas. But we got that towed away at no charge for the city. We recently replaced the gate. The gate at the pool had rusted through, so we had to get a new one built. We replaced that. The mag locks on the gate will be replaced this Thursday, so we will be able to open the pool again after that. Like we said in the post, it's just too big of a liability for the city, especially if we don't have lifeguards on duty yet, to leave that gate unsecured, because any kid could walk in there, and we wouldn't want that to happen. So there will be a screen going black. Aspen Street at the east end, the cul-de-sac will be closed on the 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. for an event at Galveston Bay Brewing. I'll be out of town all next week, so please don't yell at me actually, next week will be a great week to yell at the city administrator because I'll be out of town in Fort Worth for the Emergency Management Conference all week. We are still awaiting final notification of approval from the state to move forward with the boat ramp rebuild. We're awaiting a replacement battery for the speed sign on the northbound side of Clear Lake Road, that flashing speed limit sign. Apparently that battery's been out for some time. We're still working to diagnose the issue with the crosswalk signal at Aspen. We've tried some things that haven't worked yet, so we're continuing forward with that. The lighting behind Okies has been ordered. The lighting for Clear Lake Road should be delivered to the installer next week. Grass, shrubs, and flowers are on order for the Okies walkway, and roses are for the corner adjacent to Aspen's restaurant. One of the things I've been doing since I've gotten here is going through personnel policies and starting to read through all the city ordinances. I've found some minor issues with some and some more significant with some of the older ordinances. So I've already gotten with the city attorney, and council can expect to see some updates for consideration to both our policies and our ordinances moving forward, just to make sure that we're all on the up and up. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mike. Moving on, committee reports, roads and drainage.
Did we do a report since the last time we met? I think we did. We have no update since the last update. We're meeting in 2 days.
Yeah.
Mike will be at our meeting, I hope. 4 o'clock on Thursday. Can you make that? Thank you, sir.
All right, Parks Committee.
Like the first one that gets up here. Hi, good evening. Okay, we had a meeting today. We went over a few things that are in the works moving forward. We've got Home Depot has reached out and they would like to do a community service project with Clear Lake Shores. And so we're in the works with that. Awesome thing that they do to get back to our community, so definitely support local. They're looking at helping with the parks in a few locations, adding some flowers, some of the things that we already had on our list to do, but they'll be able to bring out people, their staff, to help with some of the labor, and then also funding for, donating flats of, flowers, things like that, mulch. So that's something we're in the works. As far as local little projects, we're looking at flip-flops in front of the pool and to get some new flowers in there, so everything is looking spiffy for when it opens officially this weekend. It's already time. And then the only other thing we're really working on right now is potentially looking at replacing some trees in Jarbo. We lost about 10 trees over the drought last year. And so EDC was kind enough to organize the free trees, if you were aware of that, about a month ago. So we do have some of those set aside. So we're going to look at putting those back into the park, specifically Jarbo, where they were mainly lost. And that's all that we have for today. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mary. Moving on, waterfront compliance.
Nothing to report.
All right, thank you, Ed. Planning and zoning.
Again, Mayor, no activity on planning and zoning or zoning board of adjustments.
Okay.
So, I know you always look forward to hearing whether there's going to be something.
We look forward to those lengthy reports. Yes, we do.
But I got nothing for you, so I'm telling you.
Thank you, Patrick. Okay, Georgette, like I said, won't be here, so she texted me a couple things she wanted me to mention. One was special thanks to Rick and Sam for putting on the Steak and Sinatra. The other thing was a reminder for the high school senior graduate recognition after Memorial Day and City Council recognition at the June meeting. So she said we will also announce our scholarship winners at the June council meeting. She said don't forget about June 8th coming up, the first annual Stephen Lee Memorial Fishing Derby. So that was nice to see that named after him. That was something he loved to do. And the 4th of July celebration is coming up in July when we do the membership renewals. That's all she had. Also, Johnny will not be here, so I got his text too. So y'all just thought y'all were done with me talking. So Johnny said they updated the signatures on the bank accounts to add Mike to that at their last meeting. There was a presentation from the derelict boat, the CADD, about a sponsorship from EDC. So I think they're going to sponsor an event for them. And there was some information on visit from the National Travel Journalist Conference, and Johnny met with them briefly at the brewery on Friday. That's all he had in his report. So moving on, public comments. At this time, any person with city-related business may speak to the council. If the topic of discussion is related to an item on the agenda, the comments may be made now or at the time the agenda item is discussed. If the topic of discussion is not related to an item on the agenda, the city council cannot deliberate or take any action at this time. Comments from the public should be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per individual. Is there anyone that would like to speak to the council at this time? Please take the podium and state your name and address.
Bob Anderson, 807 North Shore Drive, 619-252-9991. Email is anderson@mitchellane.net. Good evening. In light of the 3-minute time constraint, I'll skip the pleasantries. First of all, well, for most of you, you know it's the fourth time that I've been here. I love Clear Lake Shores. Conversely, I do not respect what the mayor, the city council members, and the building department has done to protect, or rather not protect, the interests of the residents of Clear Lake Shores. You have all taken an oath of office, and from a boilerplate, I understand the language to read something like this, that you will faithfully execute the duties of the office, whatever your office is, and secondly, will, to the best of your ability, preserve, protect, and defend the constitutions and laws of the United States and the state of Texas. My perspective is you have failed in that responsibility, and I'm going to clarify in a couple of seconds. My purpose here today is to make 2 recommendations. One is that you implement some corrective actions regarding your oversight responsibilities, and secondly, to do the same thing, corrective actions with regard to your building department and their permit process. Because it doesn't exist, it has created 3 significant risks. Risk number 1 is risk to property values. Risk number 2, it has now resulted in the encroachment of private property, which is a violation of the property owner's Fifth Amendment rights, which says, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. It's occurred at least on 1 location of the 5 lifting station build-outs. Thirdly, and very importantly, it seemingly puts at risk your ability to exit the 2019 CAV, community assistance, visit, evaluation, whatever, because of noncompliance with the terms of an agreement between Clear Lake and FEMA, which then puts at risk the eligibility to participate in the NFIP, the National Flood Insurance Program. The second recommendation is that you proactively contact FEMA and update the recently submitted corrective action plan to include the 5 Galveston County WCID 12 lifting station build-outs that were done without permits by an unregistered contractor and notably without inspections and clearly not to plan. I have 2 sets of comments with regard to, 1, the permitting process, and two, the contract that you have with FEMA that you need to fulfill. With regard to the building department and process, why in the world would you provide an after-the-fact permit to a contractor that just scammed the building permit process, versus putting a full stop to the build-out and having a proper investigation? There are better solutions. That did not happen. Within less than 23 hours of me filing an open records request, the bad guys had an after-the-fact permit. You go figure. And why would you do it at the same time, in parallel, that you are developing a corrective action plan for the presentation to FEMA in order to specifically address non-compliance issues in order to gain access to the NFIP program? Incredible.
Bob, you need to wrap it up. It's been over 3 minutes.
Okay, I'll get another 3 minutes. Otherwise, you're going to read this on Facebook. Come on up. No, I think you have to come up, identify yourself, etc. Correct? Is that correct? Thank you. And for the new members, you'll probably want to hear this.
Kim Mitterling, wife, ex-lawyer. It's a very interesting and complex situation. I would love for you to listen to the rest of what my husband has to say.
So with regard to the compliance and the terms and conditions made by City of Clear Lake Shores, and FEMA in order to qualify or to exit the CAB, 2019 CAB, and qualify, I listened to the YouTube. Brian Bartley, the FEMA Region 6 representative in the town hall meeting, made the following statements. I'm going to read some of this stuff. FEMA expects the community to uphold what is in that document. 2, he then recognizes the efforts of Angie Gavin and Mayor Cronister for working with him, and says, Mayor Cronister has provided me with a proposal to address permitting and record keeping as a corrective action plan to exit the 2019. Okay, great. I'm going to paraphrase some of the other Bartley comments. The proposal is being provisionally approved and is subject to review. The purpose of it is to evaluate the program, how it's working, and maintain good compliance with program rules. He further says, this is now with regard to Section 3864 of the compliance. No structure or land shall be located, altered, or have its use changed without full compliance to the terms of this chapter and other applicable regulations. He then refers to the procedures and duties of the floodplain managers, that's you, and your responsibilities for maintaining those permits and records. And then he provides you with a list of permits and compliance issues that all have to be resolved before you pass go. It begs the question, how in the world are you going to provide any compliance information when you have done no inspections on 5 new builds without permits, with unregistered, unvetted contractors, and no inspections that now encroach on private property? So by way of review, 2 recommendations: put your own house in order and cowboy up with FEMA. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Anyone else?
And if you want all the background information, let me know. I'll provide it to you.
Okay. If there's no one else, we'll close the comments at this time. We'll move on to item number 9, consent agenda. Check register, council meeting minutes, waterfront transfer. Is there anything we'd like pulled from there? If not, do we have a motion?
I make a motion that we have the consent agenda as written, items A through C.
I'll second that.
Okay, have a motion by Rick, have a second by Ed. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion passes. You got something in the oven or what? Oh, yeah, well, I was keeping up with it here. I actually gave him more than 3 minutes. Item number 10, old business, discussion of possible action may be taken on the following items. A, ordinance 2024-07, an ordinance of the City Council of the Clear Lake Shores, City of Clear Lake Shores, Texas, amending Chapter 78 of the Clear Lake Shores Municipal Code by adding Section 78-104 regarding no parking/tow-away zones on specific streets, providing for severability, providing for repealing savings clause, providing for a penalty provision for a violation constituting a Class C misdemeanor punishable by a fine of no less than $1 or no greater than $200, providing for an effective date, and providing for an Open Meetings Act clause. So I believe this is the verbiage that we had to change when we decided we needed to make, or when council approved that we were going to make some no parking areas across the city. Our ordinance didn't provide for that, so the attorney corrected that wording, and this is that wording. So,
I'll move to approve ordinance 2024-07.
Second.
okay, got a motion by Amanda, got a second by Alex. Is there any discussion on this? All in favor? Okay, motion passes. Item 11, new business, discussion and possible action may be taken on the following items. So we have presentation of silver dollars to our council members. At this time, we will do such. So I would like to read so this is gonna, I know Jeff's not here, but this is gonna be for everyone here. So this is for your untiring efforts and constant diligence to the residents, business owners, city staff, and the entire community of Clear Lake Shores. Your efforts and devotion do not go unnoticed, and we all appreciate you for what you have accomplished in your tenure of serving as a council member. We look forward to your service and devotion to our community for years to come. This day, I call upon the people of our community to join us in recognition of Amanda Fenwick, our Mayor Pro Tem, Alex Scanlon, Jeff Terrell, Rick Fisher, and Ed Waters. And so we will move over here and we will give these out. Ed Waters, why don't you step up here and receive yours, my friend? That belongs to you. That's also yours, and thank you for your service to the city. Councilman Alex Scanlon. This belongs to you, my friend. You're rich, don't spend it all in one place. Thank you for your service to the city. Our Mayor Pro Tem, Amanda Fenwick. Thank you, young lady. You're rich now, too. Thank you for everything. Councilman Rick Fisher. Been a pleasure serving with you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for re-upping. All right. Jeff's not here, so we'll make sure he gets that.
And I have the mayor's, and so his certificate says, presented to Mayor Randy Chronister for your leadership and guidance to the residents, business owners, city staff, and the entire community of Clear Lake Shores. We know you've gone above and beyond the regular responsibilities that come with serving as mayor during the first half of your term. You have filled this role in the greatest of fashion and unwavered in your stance of fairness and diligence. We appreciate your tireless hours and efforts so that we all maintain a level of continuity and comfort. This day, I call upon the people of our community to join us in recognition of Mayor Randy Chronister's commitment to our community. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand this 21st day of May, 2024.
Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. Moving on, item B, statement of office and oath of office for election 2024.
Your mic, Mayor.
statement of office and oath of office for the election of 2024, re-electing council members Rick Fisher, Alex Scanlon, and Mayor Pro Tem Amanda Fenwick. Hey, it's up to you guys, however y'all want to do it. Okay, moving on. Welcome aboard, everybody, for another term. Thank you for everything you do for our city. So we talked about this a little bit. The next item is election of Mayor Pro Tem. Do we have a motion for the Mayor Pro Tem?
I can make a motion that we keep our Mayor Pro Tem Amanda Fenwick in that position.
And I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion by Rick, got a second by Ed. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you're stuck again. Thank you for doing that too. Okay, item D, appointment of Roads and Drainage Liaison, Planning and Zoning Liaison, Waterfront Compliance Liaison and Parks Committee Liaison. So right now, it's me on Roads and Drainage, it's Ed on Planning and Zoning, Ed on Waterfront Compliance, I'm on Planning and Zoning, or I'm reading that backwards. You're on two of them. And then Rick Fisher is on the Parks Committee. Would you guys all like to stay where you're at? I know I would. I've been asked by Richard to continue.
It's fine with me.
All right, so do we have a motion for that?
So moved.
Okay, got a motion by Amanda. Got a second by Alex. Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion passes. Moving down to item E, appointment of representative to alternate of Houston Galveston Area Council. The current representative is Amanda Fenwick and Alex Scanlon. I believe you're
He's the alternate. I'm the,
Would you guys like to stay there, and if so, do we have a motion for that?
I'm happy to stay.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we keep Amanda Fenwick as primary and Alex Scanlon as the secondary for the representative of the Houston Galveston Area Council.
And I will second that.
Okay, got a motion by Rick, got a second by Ed. Any discussion? All in,
He's the alternate.
Alternate, I'm sorry.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Moving down to appointment of two directors to the Emergency Services Board. Right now, it's Amanda and myself. I know I would like to stay on that board. Amanda, I don't know about you, but,
Sure, happy to.
okay.
That's what council wants.
We have a motion.
I'll move to appoint our current members, reappoint Randy and Amanda to the ESB.
Okay, got a motion by Amanda,
I'll second.
got a second by Rick. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, moving down to item G, appointment of director to the Galveston County Health District Animal Services. Right now, it's Monica Leday. She was city councilman prior to you guys coming on board, and she wanted to stay on it at that time. They don't meet very often. There's only been a couple of reports given to us from her. My thoughts are maybe we need an active council member doing that job. I don't know what your thoughts are. So, Ed, I know you were going to look into doing it. You had some interest in doing it.
Yeah, they haven't got back to me, but I'm still interested in doing it.
Okay.
I'll move to appoint Ed Waters to the Galveston County Health District Animal Services Board.
Okay. Got a
I'll
motion.
second.
Got a motion by Amanda. Got a second by Alex. Any discussion?
Thank you, Ed.
Yes, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes unanimous. Moving down to item H, Resolution 2024-11, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Clear Lake Shores establishing an approved list of persons authorized to sign checks on behalf of the City of Clear Lake Shores. I believe that is us adding Mike to the signature. Do we have a motion for that resolution?
Make a motion that we adopt resolution 2024-11.
Okay.
Second.
Got a motion by Rick, got a second by Alex. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion passes. Moving down to item I, Resolution 2024-12, a resolution of the City of Clear Lake Shores supporting a no-wake zone in and around the Clear Lake area on June 21st during the Texas Outlaw Challenge. This is something we do every year and along with the other cities around the lake for a no-wake zone during that time.
I'll move to adopt Resolution 2024-12.
I'll second that.
Okay, got a motion by Amanda, got a second by Ed. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Moving down to item J, approve proposals for upgrades to the public restrooms at City Hall. So when I first became mayor, I went in and the bathrooms in there are, number one, they're not handicap accessible. So they only got a 2.8 door on both of them. We have a handicap elevator in there. We've got some prices along with some of our ARPA money there to do that. We put this in the budget last year. It's been we've been ongoing with getting bids and quotes to do this. So this is something that I brought forward in your packet. Rob Shear, who does a lot of work for the city, came back at a very good price. But this does exceed my spending limit, so I need y'all's approval in order to do it. We're going to update pretty much both bathrooms. We're going to make the ladies' bathroom at this point is going to become, it was the easiest one to widen the door onto a 3-foot door. It's closer to the elevator, so if someone did have issues getting in, they could go right from the elevator to that restroom, and it'll have a 3-foot door, so we're going to name that also the handicap restroom. And that's pretty much it. You guys have that quote in your packet.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we accept the proposal from CLS Builders to renovate the 2 bathrooms at City Hall for the cost of $7,915 per bathroom.
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion by Rick, got a second by Alex. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion passes. Okay, moving down to item K, approved proposal for replacement of the sliding glass doors at City Hall. So one thing we have is a lot of these sliding glass doors are pretty old. They're aluminum. They're single pane. They emit a lot of heat into the building. Our electric bill's a fortune in there, and most of them don't close all the way. So we have them prop closed with a piece of wood or whatever just to try to keep them shut. I think this will help us. Not only do the ladies when they're working like to open them when the weather's nice, but you can't open them but maybe halfway. And I think this will help on our electric bill quite a bit. The new ones are wind rated. I doubt the ones we have are wind rated. We do have windstorm on that building, so we need wind rated doors. And I think this is another good upgrade to the City Hall. And this was budgeted also. It's just over my limit.
I'll motion to approve the replacement of the sliding glass doors at City Hall.
So, I'll second. So we have 3 proposals, is that right?
Yes, we
Mayor,
do.
we have one from CLS Builders, one from ISC, and one from Home Depot?
Yeah, so the way it was all put together, we're going to buy the doors from Home Depot, tax-free. They ended up giving us a really good price on the doors that we bought the material, so that was kind of a cheaper route also. And we did get a couple of local people to bid the installs.
Okay.
The one that I gave you this afternoon was one that I did not put in the packet. We had one for, $9,100, and then we also had one for CLS Builders that, including all the windstorm strapping and everything, had a flat rate of $1,000 a door. I thought that was a pretty good price, actually.
So you're recommending we purchase the doors through Home Depot and then pay someone separately to
Yes.
install them? Okay.
Yes. And there is a warranty for the install, and there is a separate warranty for the door.
So both of these quotes, not the Home Depot one, but CLS Builders and ISC are strictly for the install?
Just the install,
Gotcha.
yes. The install, and they both suggested that there's rounded corners on the sheetrock, so instead of trying to put that back like it is, it's going to be squared off. There's going to be some damage to the sheetrock when they put them in, and then they'll use trim to trim that out with wood, so it'll look nice and clean, and they'll be sealed up a whole lot better, and they'll function.
Which one are you recommending of the 2?
Well, I mean, I would recommend we go with Rob. Obviously, he knows
Less
that building
expensive.
pretty well, and he's
Couple thousand.
$2,500 cheaper.
Yeah.
Well, my question was too on the ICS bid. Rob put on here. I guess this would be an extra $500 to get the for the windstorm certification. I don't see anything about windstorm certification on the ISC proposal.
Yeah, I just think he left that out, but we
Okay.
did talk about it. Both of them include being windstorm approved. That's another reason we have to buy the windstorm approved doors.
Yeah.
But he just didn't, he left the line item out, but it was in the conversation.
Okay.
So do you need me to amend my motion to state purchase them from Home Depot and then have CLS
I
Builders
think that's
install them?
probably the best way to do it.
Okay, I'll amend my motion to that, to purchase them from Home Depot
that,
and
Angie.
approve the CLS installation.
I'll second that.
Okay, got a motion by Alex, got a second by Amanda. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Moving down to item I, Resolution 2024-13, a resolution of the City of Clear Lake Shores, Texas, finding that the CenterPoint Energy Houston Electric LLC's request to increase its electric transmission and distribution rates and charges within the city should be defined, finding that the city's reasonable rate case expenses shall be reimbursed by the company. Finding that the meeting at which this resolution is passed is open to the public as required by law, requiring notice of this resolution to the company and GCCC legal counsel. So we did something like this for CenterPoint here recently. Dick, I'm going to ask you to help me out a little bit. So everybody's going up on their rates at this time. So we have the opportunity to block that at least temporarily while some of this is kind of hashed out, whether they're going to, how much they're going to go up. And this is another one of those things where we need to approve that here in City Council in order for that to take place.
That's accurate.
So I'll move to adopt Resolution 2024-13.
I'll second that.
Okay, got a motion by Amanda, got a second by Ed. Is there any discussion on the matter? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Brings us down to item M, approve the Crowder Gulf contract for debris removal to extend until November 30th, 2024 to incorporate the 2024 hurricane season. Original contract had an end date of May 31st, 2022 with 2 additional one-year periods. City Administrator Mike Cram.
Thank you. So as the mayor mentioned, the original contract, and my screen just blacked out on me again. The original contract expired in 2022, basically at the beginning of hurricane season. It had 2 extensions available to it as approved at the time by the sitting council. As of May 31st of this year, those extensions will expire. And so to continue an extension through hurricane season, we need an additional vote of the current sitting council as an entire body to continue with that contract extension through the end of this hurricane season. Otherwise, we stand up, or we would be probably seeing some scrutiny from FEMA if we do get some damage that we're looking for some claim and reimbursement on, because there's going to be some question as to whether it was a legal approval for the extension.
I make a motion that we approve Crowder Gulf contract for debris removal to extend until November 30th, 2024 to incorporate the 2024 hurricane season.
Second it.
Okay, got a motion by Ed, got a second by Rick. Any more discussion?
My only question then, just to confirm, Mike, then when this contract expires November, then we'll go back out
We got to go
for
back out for
bid. Okay. Got it. Thanks.
and that'll be his job. All right. All in favor?
We should probably get those bids before budget season next month.
We're working on putting an RFP for that together right now, actually, so we can try to get those as soon as possible. Okay, any more discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion passes. We'll adjourn the meeting at 7.